In this video, I give my grandma 3 graded Pokemon cards. She then is going to rank these 3 cards from least to most expensive and then give us the values for each one. How accurate can she be? Let's find out. So, grandma, in front of you, there are 3 cards. There's the Charizard V-Star Rainbow Rare in PSA 10, the highest grade that PSA gives. We have the Radiant Charizard in a pristine 10, which is the highest grade that CGC gives.
Oh.
And we have the base set Charizard from CGC, but this is an 8.5. So I'm curious, which one do you think is the most expensive, and why do you think it would be the most expensive?
Well, I always hear you talk about holograms. So my first thought is that this one, I'm going to say no to that one.
Okay, so no to the Radiant
Yes.
Charizard. Okay.
Yes. Now, in my opinion, it'll be between these two, and I would say that because this one is all in Japanese, it would be my opinion based on the videos that I have watched you.
Because I do a lot of Japanese.
Know nothing. And because you've been there and I just know that that's a preference of yours. I'm going to say that this one is the most expensive.
So the Rainbow Charizard V-Star.
Yes.
PSA 10.
Yes, that would be my first guess.
So you're not too far off. You've actually picked the middle expensive card.
Okay.
This one, the CGC 8.5,
Yes.
is actually the most expensive.
And what makes this one more expensive than this?
So this is from the very first ever Pokemon card set.
The 1999.
1999. So it's not always going to be the case that older cards are going to be more expensive than newer cards.
Okay.
But in this case, this was the card that everyone wanted when they were a kid.
Now, is this the lowest one then?
This one is a $35 card.
I have no idea, again, what costs are. So you did tell me this was a $35 card. I'm going to say this is a $50 card, and this one is a $100 card. I have no idea how far off I am.
So this one is around $100, 100 to 120.
Oh.
And this one is a $500 card.
Are you kidding? Wow, makes me think I should get into buying and selling Pokemon.
And again, because of its historical significance
because of the age.
And that the grade is pretty high as well. The 8.5 is actually pretty high for a card that old. Yes.
Okay.
The cards in front of you now are a Gengar Holo in Japanese, PSA 10.
2015. I'm going to pay attention to that now.
Okay.
Okay.
This is the Window Mew in Gem Mint 10 from CGC. This isn't the highest grade. This is technically the highest grade from CGC. This is the Pristine 10.
Pristine.
And this we have the Umbreon GX.
Oh my.
So which one do you think is the most expensive card?
Now we're going to start with date. My new learning experience here.
All right.
2004, 2015, and 2016. All right.
So that makes the Mew technically the oldest card.
Yes, this one, the Window Mew.
That doesn't necessarily mean that it's the most expensive.
Right, yeah,
But it could.
That now. Okay, this one's they're all in Japanese. Oh, you now
they're all
Japanese.
Japanese.
A little bit on this one. Okay, this one is a hologram of just that's. I'll have silver around the edge. I'm going to rate them first, second, and third. I would say the highest one will be this one.
The Umbreon, okay.
Yeah, and then, yes, the Pristine. And then I will go with, then I'm going to go with this one.
Okay.
And
the
this
Mew,
one.
and then the Gengar.
And that's my final answer.
All right, well, you picked the cheapest one for the most expensive card. The Umbreon, although Umbreon is one of the most popular Pokemon probably ever.
Okay.
This one is a fairly, not necessarily a rare card. Okay. Although the highest grade at CGC, it's not necessarily very rare as a card.
Right.
So,
what is it that graded this one? Pristine then.
So the centering, the condition of the card overall, the edges, the corners, everything is top notch. Everything that you'd want from a card. That's why it got the highest grade. It's about an $80 card.
Okay, don't tell me the other two.
The way that it is. Okay.
Okay, so you didn't tell me where these two. Am I okay with these two in this order?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So if that's 80, I'm going to say this is, let's go with 125 on that one. And we're going to go with 250 on this one.
Well, yeah, we could go with that.
Okay. So I said 250, 125, and 80.
We have 80 on the Umbreon.
Yes.
The Gengar is actually around 200. Pretty close. You said 250.
I said 250, right?
This card is probably in the $500 to $600 range.
Yeah.
So this one's the most expensive. This one is the most expensive because it was fairly limited. You had to play the game back in the day, and you had to go to different tournaments and get enough points playing in tournaments
to even earn that?
To request that to be sent to you by Pokemon Company. For this round, the third round,
okay,
we have a CGC 8 First Edition Lugia.
Ooh, first
We have
edition.
a PSA 10 Umbreon, and we have a CGC 10 Pristine Pikachu VMAX Coro promo. Which one do you think is most expensive?
Most expensive. Oh, now you've got two holograms in the center. Yeah, you're really confusing me now. We had this character a minute ago.
Umbreon, yep.
Yeah, the Umbreon.
Was actually your least expensive in a previous round.
All right, this one's in Japanese. This is only, but it's in a mint. Oh, and this is a Pristine again. Okay.
So you're thinking about the dates.
I am. The dates I'm considering. Again, the hologram, the amount of it per face on the card.
Which do you think is most expensive?
All right. You know, of course, these are just a stab in the dark for me.
True.
But, okay. All right. I'm going to say this is most expensive. Then this one. There we go. That's my selection.
And why did you choose the Umbreon as the most expensive?
Well, it's in all Japanese. Well, this one is too, but it's in all Japanese. It's a 2003 date wise.
Okay.
The Gem MT is the mint.
It's the highest grade.
That's the highest grade. Okay.
Okay. You picked the second most expensive one as your most expensive card.
This is only the second most.
So this is the Umbreon is the second most expensive of the three here.
You're going to tell me that this is the most expensive, aren't you?
Maybe.
Maybe.
So I think you guessed it.
Oh.
The CGC 8 First Edition Lugia is the most expensive card here.
I'm not taking this up as a hobby after all. I lose my tail end on it.
So value-wise, what do you think the values are at for these?
Okay, so this was most expensive. This one's least expensive. Based on your prices before, most expensive one, I'm going to say this is a 500.
Okay.
This then would be, this is a 10, 200, and this one, this is a 10 Pristine. Let's go with 250 on this one and 150 on this one.
Okay.
All right.
All right, so the values of these cards, we have the least expensive one. This is about a $45 card.
Oh.
The Umbreon, this one's from 2003, I think you said.
Right.
Highest grade. Umbreon is one of the most popular Pokemon. So this one's actually between $300 and $400 for this card. And this one is the most expensive card. This one is first edition, which means it was in the first series of printing for that set. It's also the most expensive card from that set.
And it says first edition on it. Okay.
And so it got an 8, which isn't a very crazy high grade.
Right.
But for that card, it's quite good. And that one is around $1,000.
Seriously.
All right, Grandma, so round 4.
All right.
The first card we have for you is a Mewtwo V-Star Gold card. The second card we have for you is a Misty's Tears in a 10. Both of these are 10s. Actually, all three of these are 10s.
Oh, okay.
These two are PSA, that one's CGC.
Okay.
And the last one we have is Gyarados in a PSA 10 from 2015.
So now you really threw me off because all three of them are gem mints.
Yes.
And all three of them are 10s. So now you really are upping your game. Since I've been doing this now with you today, I've decided I think we need to be more concerned about not me including you in my will, but me in your will. See, visually, this is my card.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has got to be the most because it's so pretty. Is that the Gold Japan? Is that what that means? Or
So the Go or Pokemon Go is the set that it came out in.
all right, haha. This one I know. Okay, I'm okay with this one being number one. This is a 2015. Oh, 19. Oh, now you're gonna. Okay, this is the least expensive. 1998 mint.
It's pretty old.
But this one says ultra rare. Okay, I'm going 1, 2. Oh, this is a first edition though. Oh,
First edition in Japanese is a little bit different.
all right. Hologram wise. Okay. Final answer.
All right, so you think that the Mewtwo V-Star Gold card is the most expensive,
This one.
Gyarados is the second,
Yes, correct.
and the Misty Tears is the third.
Yes.
You have it completely opposite.
I'm not learning anything, obviously.
No, that's okay. Okay, so the Mewtwo V-Star, this one's fairly recent, came out in 2022.
Yes,
There
but
was
it's
a-
ultra rare.
It is ultra rare. It's very hard to pull. It's
Okay.
true. It's very true. This Gyarados actually isn't extremely
middle.
rare, but it's kind of tough to grade because
Why?
occasionally when cards have that holofoil that goes all the way across the front, there's a propensity for those cards to get scratched. And
Middle
now
of the road.
this card is kind of unique because it is just a trainer card, but the artwork was banned in America, so it was never printed in the US because it depicts the trainer naked.
No way.
So there's actually quite a few cards that have been banned as they've come over to America because the arts were too, I guess, risque for kids in the 90s. So
Is that right? Even though it's an anime type of artwork.
Yep.
Oh, that's interesting.
So
Well,
value-wise,
oh,
how much do you
value.
think each
Oh, my
of these
word.
cards is?
This one is maybe a $25 card. I'm going to say this is a $1,500 card.
Okay. This card is about $70. This card is between $150 and $200.
Okay. Yeah.
And this card, I think, is somewhere between $300 and $400.
Oh, man.
So even though that this is a banned artwork, they still printed a lot of them because it was just a trainer, and most packs had multiple trainers in them. But getting it in the high grade for it being from 1999,
Well, how do you, I mean, honestly, how can you possibly know all this information, Tyler,
is
on all these different.
It's just years of watching other people's videos, buying collections, and researching when they come in and looking at different values.
Okay, what have we got here, young man?
All right, so last round.
Okay.
We have the Rayquaza VMAX Rainbow Rare. We have the Snorlax Hollow from Lost Link.
Snorlax.
Both of these in Gem Mint 10. And last, we have the Poncho Wearing Pikachu from 2016, also in Gem Mint 10.
I know you're a Pikachu fan.
I do like Pikachu.
Mm-hmm. It's a 2016 promo. Came in a special box. I'm learning I'm missing something on each one of them, so it's like, okay, I gotta make sure I don't miss something. My only justification is that I know that you really like Pikachu.
Yes.
And I know when you go to Japan, you always go to that one Pikachu store. That's really
the Pokemon Center.
Yeah. All right, so that's going to be where I'm at.
All right. And for the last round, you are 100% correct.
No way.
Yeah, you got it.
Go, Grandma.
There you go.
Yeah, all right.
You got it. So you were right on with this one. This is a super modern card. Came out in the last year or two. So this Snorlax is actually pretty hard to come by, especially in the highest grade. And Snorlax is a very popular Pokemon from the first generation. Yep.
Okay, so that's the middle of the road. Now, besides this being a Pikachu,
Yes.
tell me why this one's.
So that one came out in 2016, so it's fairly new, but it came out in a specialty box. So you had to buy the specific box to get that card. You couldn't pull it from a set or anything. The boxes were actually pretty available, but over the years, A lot of people have talked about these cards, and so there's a lot of interest. A lot of people love seeing Pikachu with basically like a onesie or a hoodie on. I have a few of them. There's a few on the shelf behind you as well, and you can kind of get an idea of prices on those.
So now we're gonna talk prices now.
Yes.
Okay.
How expensive do you think the Rayquaza
All
VMAX
right,
is?
we're gonna start that one with, and it's a 2021. All right, we're gonna start this one at $50.
Okay.
Okay, based on what you've told me, I would say this one is going to be, I'm going to say 400 on that one, and I'm going to say 3,000 on this one.
All right. So for the Rayquaza, you're actually not that far off. This card is probably $60, $70 in that range.
Okay, all right.
The Snorlax, you're actually not that far off. This is probably between the $300 and $400.
Oh, yeah.
So you're close on that one as well.
Yeah.
And this one, you're not too far off, but you're kind of far off.
Yeah.
This one is probably in the $5,000 range.
It is. Okay.
Yeah, it's the most expensive card that I own.
And I thought, no, 5,000.
It's the most expensive card that I own, for sure.
Is it really?
Yep.
That was a learning experience.
You nailed the last round.
Yeah.
And honestly, I have to thank you, though, because without you and without Grandpa, I probably would not be into Pokemon, and I probably would not be into collecting cards at all, because you're one of the main reasons that we continued collecting cards, whether it was football or Pokemon, you took us to Shinder's downtown and had all those fun moments. So I really appreciate you keeping me in this as well.
Yeah.
And thanks for being my #1 fan and watching all my videos.
Oh, I do. I watch them all. So you are very welcome. I love it. I just love it.